power of sex and just how much the sex, what it does, just how important it, like literally you would not exist a large part because if sex didn't exist, if there was no creative life force. That's what sex is about. It's a creative life force. It's creative energy. You know what I mean? We got to start thinking of it that way. So when you say that other animals are more sexually active, another way to put that is they're more creative, right? And if you're more creative, who are you more mirroring? What are you more like? The more creative, right? Like we say, God is the ultimate creator. So to be like God or godly would mean that you would be more what? Creative. And now let's look at how this relates to us, because we see what it does in animals. And I know just for me even explaining it that way, it's like you can already see the parallel. Like, oh, okay, that does make sense. We are more aggressive. We are more passionate, right? Listen to our music compared to other people's. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We're more passionate. We're more aggressive. We're more energetic. We have more energy. It's just that you can clearly see it. You know, we call it soul, right? And the thing is, it is soul. And we're not even going to go into the spiritual implications of this right now. We're going to keep it all the way scientific. But that's a whole nother principle. And that's the thing. Understand that there's an extremely spiritual fundamental essence of melanin. You know what I mean? Just to put it out there, melanin is basically the soul in physical form. That's what it is. Because if everything is energy, and we know that everything is God, and melanin absorbs the energy from everything, which everything is what? So if we absorb all the energy, what is that then? You see what I'm saying? Everything is frozen light. So then what is melanin? Melanin, if everything is frozen light, then melanin will have to be like all the light mixed together. And we have to stop thinking of blackness as badness, because that's one thing they've effectively done. It's got us to think that melanin, or not melanin, I'm sorry, blackness is badness. You know what I mean? But in the end of the day, blackness is everythingness, right? Blackness is not the opposite of light. Blackness is all the light mixed together. All of it mixed together, right? That's what blackness is, right? That's what 96% of the universe is. It's pure blackness. The strongest thing in the universe is what? A black hole. They say even light can't escape, right? Your melanin acts like a black hole. It absorbs the light. It absorbs all the energy. Is it the same thing? As above, so below. What do you think? Are they going to tell you that? Are these scientists going to tell you that? You know what I mean? Of course they're fucking not going to tell you that. So that's a whole nother element. But let's just stick to how it impacts us and the stuff that we can see on an everyday basis, right? It makes us, we're more energetic. You know what I mean? We're more, you could say, aggressive. You know what I mean? The thing is this. Energy can be used for multiple things. It can be used for good and it can be used for bad, right? So anything that we do, and we can clearly see this as black people, anything that we do, we're going to do to the max. We're going to do to the utmost, because that melanin is that energy that is going to push us when whatever direction we go in, we're going to go in that direction. You know what I mean? So right now, you know what I mean? We've been programmed. You know what I mean? We see what's going on. We see all the dysfunction. Well, basically what they're doing, they're using our melanin against us. They got us doing this to each other. So our melanin, instead of being used for a more righteous overall, direction, is being used for negative, in a lot of ways. And it's like I said, it's not ultimately our fault, because there's a lot that went into why we are the way we are. But melanin is just the energy, right? That is going to get, think of it like an amplifier. You know what I mean? Now, we can clearly see that. Let's go into our motor skills, right? Our motor skills. Because this is the thing. The science proves it. You know, black children develop motor skills faster than all other children. It's a fact. Okay, and I'm going to put the receipts in here. And this is like mainstream scientific evidence. It's not, some friend. It's not, it's mainstream. Okay? So it's a fact that our children develop their motor skills faster. And we can clearly see, because what are motor skills? Motor skills are just basically things like coordination, being able to, muscle interaction, fast twitch. Those are motor skills. We can clearly see just by the simple fact that black people can dance the way we can dance. We can move. We're more rhythmic than other people. We can clearly see this. Okay? We can clearly see that we're more rhythmic than other people. Okay? And well, look, that sun, boy, is looking great on my hand right now. That's the sun. You know what I mean? So we can see that we're more rhythmic than other people. It's not, these stereotypes, they can't dance and this, that, and the third, it's based on reality. We can also see how, we're much more athletic. Like, that's just a fact. Like, it is what it is. People can get upset, whatever. They try to mitigate that with saying, well, they're just dumber, basically. You know what I mean? But, we can clearly see what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. So the thing with melanin as it relates to motor skills is, like I said, you have melanin, of course, in your skin. You have melanin everywhere. But one of the most important things is you have melanin in your brain. It's called neuromelanin. And it's all throughout your brain. But the part of your brain that's mostly responsible for your motor skills, or a lot responsible for your motor skills, is called the substantia nigra, which is in your midbrain, right? And this is the thing. So check this shit out. It's a heavy melanated area, the substantia nigra, right? The thing is this. When people get Parkinson's disease, which is basically an extreme loss of motor skills. That's why people with Parkinson's disease, they shake. They can't stop moving and shit. Their motor skills is fucked. That's what happens with Parkinson's disease. Well, when people have Parkinson's disease, the neuromelanin in their substantia nigra is done. It's gone. There's a correlation. This is a fact. This is scientifically provable. This, like I said, I'm gonna leave the receipts. That when you don't, the motor skills is fucked up from the Parkinson's because of the lack of melanin, neuromelanin in the substantia nigra. Now, this is the thing. This is what some of other people are going to try to tell you. They're going to say, well, there's no evidence that says that black people have more neuromelanin than anyone else. But first of all, I don't even believe that. Right? They say that they don't know, just like they say they don't know the purpose of neuromelanin. They don't know. Look at this. We don't know what it is. They even try to say, oh, it's just waste. It's just waste. It don't mean nothing. This is irrelevant. Right? So they say, oh, well, there's no proof that says that there's more melanin in black people than it is, and then, more black people have more neuromelanin than anyone else. There's no proof of that. But guess what there is proof of? There is proof of that white people get Parkinson's disease at a much higher rate than black people do. Oh. And then look, it go like this. White people get it the worst. Asian people come in the middle. And then we get it the least. But what the fuck do you know? What does that tell you? If the lack of neuromelanin leads to Parkinson's disease, and we can see that they get Parkinson's disease much more than we do, and then as you go down the color line, the Parkinson's disease get less and less, what the fuck does that tell you? And if the Parkinson's disease, right, is the lack of melanin, and it fucks up your motor skills, then does that explain why we have better motor skills than other people? Does that explain why our children develop motor skills faster than other children? Understand, brothers and sisters, your skin color is really the most relevant part of it. The important difference between us and other people is the melanin. It's melanin, right? It is about storing and transferring energy. And that goes into the title of this video, right? They have created melanin powered batteries. Ingestible melanin powered batteries, edible melanin powered batteries that is supposed to power medical implants in your body. It's powered by melanin. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Okay, that proves it all. They have melanin powered lights, LED lights. They were created by this doctor in Mexico. And I'm going to put a lot of his work in the description because there's a whole